Webb Carolina Riverside. We thought it was going to be Webb South Fork, kind of one of the working titles. Boy, subdivisions, communities take several years in the making. Like most things in life, harder than it looks. I'm Roger Holloway with Prosted Realty. I've got a great team of buyer agents. We can also help you list and sell your home in the greater Charlotte area. Webb is owned by Pulte Homes. You know, a few years back, I was in Phoenix to visit a friend, and I went through the original, like 1960-ish Webb. Think about it, man. What a vision that guy had with his partner. And they built them out, and they're still building them out. And now that Pulte has acquired the Webb brand, they're continuing to expand. Now, if you want to go to the beach, I can help you down there. I've got broker partners in the Myrtle Beach area, Hilton Head, Somerville, all through there. In fact, a lot of people, you don't know where you're going. You want to come to the Carolinas. You may come to Charlotte for a few days. You may go to the coast. I can refer you to an agent there. But here's what I'll tell you, baby. Charlotte area, does it get any better than this? Close to the mountains, close to the beach. Well, this new age-restricted Webb community is going to have over 800 homes. Now, that's a pretty good-sized community. I'm going to show you some of the nuances, give you some factoids, and then at the end, I'm going to show you where you will be eating on a regular basis, and I've even got an old-school menu. I can't wait to show you that. All right, so a little over 800 homes. Put it in perspective, the original Webb was Sun City, Carolina Lakes. That's like, 4 times the number of homes, and a golf course. And that was so far south, everybody thought nobody will ever go that far. Well, everything's built up around it, of course. And so that's pretty large. Hard to find that much dirt these days. So you take like a Trilogy Lake Norman, probably about 1,200 or so homes once built out. Some of the Crestwinds, 600 or so. So 800 is a good size. You're going to make a lot of great friends. And by the way, since my wife and I recently moved into a 55 plus, let me tell you, it is a fantastic move. Making friends, relationships. My wife's retired. She won't let me retire. It's okay. If I retired, what would I do? I hang out with my dog and shoot videos. So here's what I'll tell you. The way she plays cards with people, 4 doors down, and plays pickleball, and it's just exciting. So I highly recommend it. And if you just don't know where to start, you start with us, and we'll connect you to the different builders and different subdivisions. Whatever you do not fill out a form online. Do not reach out. Do not go into a model home unless you have a buyer agent figured out. Well, I've got lots of good material to show you today, and I think you're going to like it. So where is this? Let's just go back to the big map. Now, if you saw my last video, in fact, I published it last day or so, I went into in-depth about relationship from Charlotte, which is to the east of this, and etc. So stay to the end and watch that video. Click through. I'm dialed in right now because this is the Catawba River over here. And this is what they call the South Fork of the Catawba River. Starts up high, it comes down and does join, but I want to focus on this Carolina Riverside plat right now. So you do know that the Catawba River runs all the way through Lake Norman, then through Mountain Island Lake, which is where imagery on Mountain Island is. Trilogy Lake Norman is up the road about 8-10 minutes. And then that Catawba River runs down through Lake Wylie. Lake Wylie was the oldest one. Lake Norman is the newest one. And this development right here is over in the Belmont area, really kind of where Belmont meets Cramerton. And if you've been looking around, there was a 55 plus courtyards at Cramerton. It's right across the street from this. You're talking about Armstrong Ford Road right here. And literally this Carolina Riverside does come right along the river, all like here. I'll show you another map. Wow. So what's going to be exciting is they're going to be nearly 3 miles of public trails, 2.7 miles. They're keeping about 100 acres or so for open space. And so with a lot of trees, 22% of it's going to be open space, 106 acres of tree protection. Now, one thing that I'll show you, let's just go on over to that site map right now. So here it is from the town of Belmont. There is that South Fork. Just notice this and the road, and this, and this, and this. I'll take you back to the map, and you see this and the road, and this, and this, and this. So it literally comes down to here, all the way up here, and it's pretty exciting. They got it laid out. Now, a couple of important things that you really want to know about. If you've ever visited Trilogy Lake Norman, right there on that corner there, Little Egypt, there is land for commercial development. And from the very beginning, I don't know, it seemed like we started selling in there, I don't know what, 5, 6, 7 years ago, as they were getting going, there's always talked about that space. Well, the last time I was up there, not too long ago, there was nothing going there in terms of development. Will there be? I think so. If you've ever been down into Fort Mill, across from near the Catawba Ridge High School, down the road a little bit, the new elementary or middle school, and then you've got the Arden Mill development, and they had coming into Arden Mill, luxury community, there are a couple of, it was just dirt and said it's going to be commercial. Well, that's been developed. It's very, very nice and convenient, of course, for the people that live back in Arden Mill to walk to whatever is going to be going on. Well, here's what I'll tell you. There is a proposed development, about 13 acres up here in the front, that's going to have, it's going to be permitted for commercial, residential, office, and civic. In other words, there could be some townhomes up here. And more likely than townhomes per se, have you ever seen the kind of townhomes where they have a space up above them, like office space up above, and then they have maybe a townhome up above, and then they have a storefront. Kind of like the old, Little Italy, or think an old ethnic neighborhood in Chicago, or where you had the Italian restaurant on the main level, and then the family lived above it. They could have some of that. There could be some flex commercial, but just know there will be some commercial building done up here, and not sure exactly what that could be. Maybe you should move your business down here. I've got a broker partner in commercial that can help you make that real. So that's going to be 13 acres. What that could be is things like a grocery store, maybe I saw a note somewhere about a CVS. It could be just general retail, a couple of fast foods maybe, medical offices, which would be great. All of us baby boomers, we like the idea of being close to your medical stuff. So that's what could go there. And then they're calling for a waterfront park right here. So you see there's going to be water there. It's very possible that these could be open, not just to the residents of Carolina Riverside, but those could be open to the general public. Just a little caveat there. Man, look at all this water. Now, will you have a waterfront? Probably not where the lots are facing the water, probably the backs, to get the density that they want and need there. But some of that may be to be determined. But the fact that you've got the water there, definitely Riverside is a great name. And there's some other Riverside stuff up in Belmont. But here's another thing, guys. You'll be close to downtown Belmont. Wow. Like a lot of small towns around the Charlotte area where there was so much cotton growing back in the day, there were a lot of textile mills. And Belmont is an example of a small mill town. In fact, if you know the Jonas Brothers, I believe it was their dad's family that was raised in Belmont and part of a mill working family. And of course, the Jonas Brothers don't have to do that kind of work. They're just milling around the recording studio. And by the way, stop by Nellie's Southern Kitchen when you come to downtown Belmont. I met Mrs. Jonas in there. The Jonases own it, and their kids, I'm sure, are proud of them to have that. Pretty exciting. NSK, Nellie's Southern Kitchen. Now, there might even be one out in Las Vegas by now. That's what I had heard. Well, this is going to be an exciting development. And again, the way that Del Webb has kept their word on what they intend to do and what they do. We've done a lot of business in the Del Webbs, and we love it. Of course, we help people with any of the 55 plus, as well as just general, any kind of house you want to buy or sell. But, we do love the 55 plus, and we love helping people that are moving, relocating for that last move potentially. But downtown Belmont is a great small town. Breweries, restaurants, pretty exciting. So I want to encourage you to consider that. Now, please, again, don't reach out to Del Webb. That's how they get you. You fill out the form, and then they'll could say, we're not going to honor your buyer-agent relationship. And so what you want to do is call me first. I'll connect you to one of my team. That way, any interaction with any of the builders will let them know that you have a buyer agent, and we'll be there when your feet first cross the threshold of the door. But we'd love to help you. We're in the know about it. Obviously, that's why you're here. So let's go to the regular map again. Now remember, jut, 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 and then we come over here, jut, there's the road, jut, 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 and so on. So Armstrong Ford Road, there's 273, and there's a Harris Teeter over here. Stowe Road is right there. There's a high school here, middle school, and but this right here, wow, this is going to be great. Now here's what I'll tell you about culinary. Yeah, you go right up into Belmont. Maybe I'll zoom out on that. Let me just zoom out a little bit right now, and maybe it'll reveal to you on the map when we come out. Maybe so, maybe not. All right, well, there's Belmont right there. McAdenville, by the way, is where they have the big Christmas tree lights. There's like a line for 2 miles in December. It's really beautiful in McAdenville. Then you got Cramerton right there. Again, another small town, some of the great ones. Belmont is a great small town. And then you come right across Wilkinson, right here to the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. So if you're retiring, relocating, and you got travel on your mind, does it get any closer than that? Come up here to Wilkinson, come right across, go right into the airport. Wow, that is fabulous. If you want to buy right now, this is, this is 2024 that we're talking about for sure. My best guess is it's going to be at least a year from now, like late 2024, before you'll be moving in. But things get going fast now. But if you wanted somewhere close to the airport right now, this Vineyards on Lake Wylie, there are ranch home neighborhoods in there, and there's new ranch homes being built there, as well as some 2-story, and there's always going to be resale in there. And here, again, you're right at the water. And don't you know that this is where the River District is going to be? So you'll be very close to the River District, which will be right in this area, right in here. It's going to be a large commercial and residential development. A small farm will be in there. There'll be some affordable housing. There'll be single family homes. It's going to be a hub, bicycling, walking, pedestrian, sports stuff. That's where the new tennis center is slated to be, that we believe will put Charlotte on the map to draw a national, international tournament. So a lot of good stuff on this side of the Charlotte area. 485 is the beltway that goes all the way around. Well, I teased you about this. So there's a lot of history here coming up and down the South Fork about guys used to go and fish, and then they'd unload their fish and have a catfish cookout. And there is a restaurant just right across this bridge. I wish I could pull it up on Google Maps here. It was showing earlier today. What's it called? There it is. No, wait, that's not it. Come on now. Come on, Google Maps. There it is, Catfish Cove. My. And you talk about an old school menu. Look at that. So what can you get at Catfish Cove? By the way, hit subscribe, like, and share and all that. First of all, I love the fact that they've got a senior citizens plate, because I am a certified senior citizen. For $7.25, you can get salmon, shrimp, oysters, or scallops, and get that with a salad. That's good eating. They've also got a child's plate or a smaller portion dinner. I think that's great. Man, the restaurants are overfeeding us, and we're biting on it. Just took my wife out to lunch. She bought salmon, basically ate half, and brought the other half home. But in terms of fish, baby, catfish fillet dinners, flounder fillets, whole flounder dinners, perch, salmon, tuna, mahi. Then they got shellfish. They've got snow crab legs, deviled crab, oysters, scallops, jumbo shrimp, green shrimp, calabash shrimp, boiled. I feel like Forrest Gump right here, Bubba. And then you got this kind of shrimp and that kind of shrimp salad, and that's about it. But they got, sides. They got shrimp cocktail, oyster stew. Have I deviled crab? Have I made my point about Catfish Cove? If you come to town, we should go to Catfish Cove. Pretty cool. Well, guys, hopefully if you like my vibe, you hit subscribe. That's how you join the tribe. But I've got a great team of agents. You're going to call me, and I'm going to connect you to one of them. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to help you. It might be here at Carolina Riverside. Where do we go? Yeah, there's Carolina Riverside in Belmont. In Belmont, it might be Trilogy Lake Norman. It might be Imagery. It might be Treetops. It might be Sun City, Carolina Lakes, Carolina Orchards. Might be Crestwind, Charlotte. It might be Crestwind, Wesley Chapel. Might be Esplanade at Northgate. David Weekley's got a hopping one right now called Encore at Streamside, Waxhaw area. Great place to come. We'll help you make sense of it. Trust me on that. So holler at your boy, 704-345-3400, and I'll see you in the next video. Man, if you've been with me for 16 minutes, you must really want to move to Charlotte. I'll see you soon.